Mono and I collaborated on a mural cube. It features, some signature characters from his body of work and some kind of more signature characters from mine. Our styles are pretty different, but I also think they complement each other really well. And we actually didn't have like a real game plan until like the morning of that we actually started the actual painting of the project. We've been in correspondence online and stuff, but his kind of style was a lot more go with the flow, be in the moment, which I appreciate that, and I try my best, but again, it's a little bit out of my comfort zone because a lot of my stuff, when I do like symmetrical designs and stuff, it's like really planned out and sketched. So to be spontaneous and be like, all right, like gotta come up with it on the spot. The collaboration with Mono was a little different than how I normally work because I normally work by myself here in the studio, going solo. So it was definitely kind of pushed me out of my comfort zone because not only was I working with him, but we brought in a lot of community members as well, which was really cool. And I think it's because, it was actually because I think sometimes I take for granted that I get to make art every day and most folks don't. So seeing how excited they were when we were like, yeah, pick a brush, pick a color, come paint with us.
El arte y la cultura es una de las mejores formas de ser embajadores digamos, de distintos extremos del mundo y de países y de costumbres, de tradiciones. Porque también, por ejemplo, lo que nosotros hacemos tiene que ver con una estética, tiene que ver con un contenido, con una sustancia, con una identidad. Y en el fondo también es mostrarnos, pero también conocer. Porque en el fondo también traemos y llevamos. O sea, creo que el mejor es intercambio eso. De lo cual estamos muy agradecidos, porque en esta segunda vez que pasamos por acá, además que hemos sentido que la ciudad ha ido cambiando también, vamos aprendiendo, ¿ya? Dejando, recibiendo y dando. Y eso hoy día es lo más importante en estos momentos, en la globalización, en todas las cosas, es la presencia física, en mirarnos los ojos, estar presente, pero además que vean nuestro trabajo.
And it was kind of cool also because I guess we both differently defined what community participation would be. Like kind of like even just like how we let folks pick the colors for either side that they were working on and that sort of thing. But it was cool, like again, I just kind of learned from him just like he kind of like was like letting go and just like letting people do these things. He's kind of like, we kept joking around calling each other maestro, which is like boss, but like kind of how we say maestro in English, kind of conducting. It was kind of like that, to see this guy who's been doing it for a long time. It just was kind of cool to be able to have that kind of confidence to like let go, but be confident in what the final vision would be. So by the end, like when we tied it together and kind of cleaned up all the lines, I think it came out really sweet. Birds are, I think, motifs that we both use in our work kind of differently. I can speak to mine. It was kind of my interpretation of a great blue heron. Obviously, we were right there by the Scioto River, which herons are frequent very often. When I first moved to Ohio, I'd never seen a heron in person. And like seeing one, I was like, what is this like huge thing? So it's always been impactful for me. So kind of working on, something right by the river, I thought it'd be a cool thing to feature. The tree that his herons are kind of coming out of, he described it as like a drop of water, like the rings kind of coming out of it. So it's kind of a reference to the water as well, which I thought was pretty neat. And then the other character on the other side of mine is kind of a glyph based off of my Taino heritage. I'm Puerto Rican, so the indigenous people of Puerto Rico are the Taino. And their kind of Zemi or god was called Boyonel of the sun. So I kind of featured that glyph of like a sunrise, which I kind of thought balanced with the roundness of his tree. So we try to play off each other, but still kind of incorporate our own voices into it. There's a lot of cool little moments where we just kind of shared, and just always cool to, meet new folks. But things that kind of stood out, there's like two things that are very different. But one, it was like he traveled with his son, which I'm a dad too. His son's he's a grandfather, so his son's a lot older, and my kids are only 4 and 1. So it was kind of like a cool, beautiful thing that was like, I hope that my relationship with my kids continues to grow, that they'd want to travel and make art with me. Another thing I thought was like really cool and interesting that was a lot different is kind of his just approach to muralism and public art in general, kind of how he created it. He described muralism in Chile's from the bottom up, and kind of muralism here in the States is like from the top down, where here it's commissioned by, like municipalities or businesses to create artwork, but there it's like the people in the street, creating. That's kind of just was birthed from the situations of the world that he grew up in. I think especially like kind of in the digital age where, so even though we are more connected, sometimes we're even more isolated at the same time. It's a funny balance. So I think kind of being forced to be in a physical space with another human being to create something it's really important and special because I think maybe we don't do it as often as would be helpful for us, you know? So, yeah, so I think it's kind of just important in that. And I think it also just can be an example to folks in the community that people who have different backgrounds can come together and create something, you know, beautiful together. So, yeah, I think that's why it's important.
El arte creo que es una de las mejores formas de relaciones humanas entre países, costumbres diferentes. El arte es una de las mejores formas de ser embajadores, digamos, de costumbres, identidades de países, especialmente ahora que estamos en la globalización o en lo que es todo lo que significa internet, todas las cosas, pero la presencia física, directa, es lo más importante. Vernos, mirarnos los ojos, tocarnos, es una forma de que nos conozcan y además conocer, pero además traer y llevar distintas culturas. Creo que es lo más importante porque además va rompiendo fronteras. Y eso es lo importante. Y el arte creo que es uno de los mejores intermediarios culturales para las relaciones humanas.